Hey guys, what is up? It's Epic A, and I thought, as it said in the previous video, I should make a video on how basically I got banned from technology for, I guess, a pretty stupid reason. I really don't know. So first, let me just tell you this as a backstory for the video: is that I've had a really long history with technology problems in my school. So it all started from the first year in school where I uploaded a video of me twerking, which I will actually elaborate in another video because I feel like that would just be best for a whole video alone. So yeah, so it kind of started with that. Me and my friend were just kind of messing around. Later, near almost the end of the year, I got banned or suspended until next year from the technology, using it in school, that kind of thing. Because what happened, let me just, tell you this, is that here's the story of what happened in this situation is a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, we're gonna call this person best friend, why not? So best friend tells me that this other person, we'll name them basketball, and so basketball makes fun of best friend, calling her a bitch, and I'm just like, whoa, you do not mess with best friend, alright? So best friend tells me this, and I kind of just reply to them with a picture of like, two dudes kissing, because basketball and this other person, they were like always side by side. So I don't mean to hate on the gay community, nothing like that. This was a few years back, so I was around the age of 11 and 12. So most 11, 12, 13 year olds are always shitheads, stupid, okay, and they don't really know what they're saying at times. So I said that, and what happened was his best friend told basketball this like a few months later, which was near the end of the school year, when I got banned. And so basketball got offended, reported it, and best friend really felt bad for me because of the what she just did right there. So best friend apologized. I said it's okay, it's alright. So yeah, so I didn't exactly come clean when it came to talking with one of the school faculty members. I just first showed them the picture of when best friend told me about when basketball called her a bitch. So I kind of just showed the faculty member that, but I still got banned for the rest of the year. And also another situation which kind of led me to getting actually 3 detentions, but I didn't serve any of them. I basically got them revoked unofficially, I guess, by the teacher who wrote them down. Is what happened was during one of my social studies or history or humanities class, that kind of thing. So what happened in this situation was that I brought my Xbox USB flash drive, and what I did was a friend and I, we were doing a project on doing a Canada trip. So we wanted to make our trip where we rode in a DeLorean, and we were going to Heavy Montreal. I believe that's what it's called. I kind of forgot. This was a few years back, like I said. So what happens is, we tried putting a picture in our presentation, but it wasn't working. So I said, oh, don't worry, I'll do this at home. I'll get that picture online, but first we're gonna put that picture on my flash drive. So we're like, alright, we'll do that. So what happened was, is this one old lady teacher, we're gonna call her Fruit. So Fruit decides to go and look at what we're doing, and I guess she saw the flash drive and thought, oh, maybe we're playing games because it says Xbox 360 on it, because this is an Xbox flash drive. So I am assuming she thought we were playing games, or we just weren't, paying attention to what we were supposed to do as a project in that class. So she took it and gave it to my main teacher, my homeroom teacher. We're gonna call him Crab Apple. I don't know why, I'm just naming fruits and stuff and things like that. So Crab Apple looks at it, which is kind of embarrassing because I did have one folder which was a little bit awkward. I'm not going to explain what was in there, but yeah. So not exactly sure what he saw, but he must have seen one folder that I had in there, which kind of had a couple pictures, YouTube video type things, because I kind of wanted to make YouTube videos back then, but it wasn't as big as what I'm kind of doing now, I guess, if I am deemed big. But yeah, so what later happens is he looks at it, he starts kind of making this kind of speech almost in our class when we come back after recess, and where everyone in his homeroom is in that room. And he talks about, using technology, and he just walks up to me, slaps down almost, it feels like it's a thick sheet, of detention paper, but no, it's actually 3 sheets of detention paper, all like taped on each other, written the same thing. And he just slaps it down on my desk, and I'm like, wait, no. And he's like, don't tell me, Andy, don't tell me. And so later in the day, I start talking to Fruit, which was the old lady teacher that, you know, reported this to Crabapple. And I tell her, no, you got this whole thing wrong, alright? You know, my friend and I, we were trying to get some pictures that we couldn't upload to our presentation, and I was going to do it at home. So later, you know, that's what I'm trying to tell her, but she's not exactly listening. So then I talked to Crabapple and I explained the whole thing to him. He's like, alright, we'll go see if Fruit is still, you know, within the school, because the school day was actually over. So I start running with him over to where Fruit was, you know, ready to drive away, and we start talking about it. And what happens is my teacher actually like talks to me, and he's like, alright, we're gonna make sure this whole story that you're trying to tell us is, you know, verified, and that, you know, you're not saying any bullshit things. And when I heard him say bullshit, I kind of got shocked. I was like, whoa, I've like never heard a teacher actually say that, even though I actually have a little bit later, like a few years back, which was actually more recently, about less than half a year ago. I could make a story on that. It's actually not that important, so probably not. But yeah, so what happens is you know, we kind of get the whole thing resolved. I didn't have to serve my detentions, which thank God. And yeah, everything kind of went normal there. But then next year, what happened was I had my phone out, and there's this GIF or GIF, whatever your preference is. I call it a GIF, G-I-F, because it looks like it would be pronounced GIF, not GIF. All right, it'd be with a J. So onwards, what happens is I have this GIF of a man dancing, which I'll put up on the screen so you can exactly see what was my background, which was a GIF, you know, what was that like wallpaper on my phone that was, you know, playing. So I showed it to a few of my friends I was sitting at during lunch. And so what happens is one of them, who's like really annoying, you know, I mean, they always kind of like, they're not exactly outspoken, but they always kind of just say random things at the wrong times at points. So this guy says, Andy, that's nasty. Like, you have a naked guy dancing on your phone, and of course the guy's not completely naked. That would just be wrong, and I would definitely not put that as a wallpaper or background on my phone or anywhere. So that gets the attention of a teacher nearby. So she walks up. She doesn't exactly ask what I was having. She just told me, Andy, put your phone away, or I'm calling out a certain teacher whose last name was a color. So we're gonna call this person Mr. Orange. And so I ask, no joke, I ask, can I be sent to Mr. Purple instead? And all my friends are laughing near me because they kind of think it's funny. But this teacher, I guess she wasn't having it or something, because she didn't like that joke. And note, I did put my phone away maybe a minute or two after, maybe even immediately. I don't exactly remember, but I know I didn't keep my phone out the whole time. I did put it away soon after. So I put it away. Then, you know, I have recess after lunch. I think, you know, everything was okay until I had this cooking class with a couple friends, and our teacher in that cooking class gets a phone call about me having to go to the office, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm pretty sure I know what this is. So I immediately go to my phone, I delete that GIF off, I replace it with just like a guy climbing a canyon default picture that they have that's part of the phone. So I'm like, alright, I'll just keep this on there, why not? And yeah, so that's, you know, I go up there, you know, Mr. Orange asks me, you know why you're here? I said, I'm assuming because of the fact that I had my phone out, even though I did put it away a little bit later. And he's like, alright, still, you had your phone out, and you disrespected that teacher. And I'm like, how did I disrespect a teacher? I mean, sure, I made fun of Mr. Orange's last name, but I don't think that's enough to the point that that's, like, that disrespectful. I mean, I wasn't making fun of, like, him totally. It was just, like, a short little, sweet little joke. But I guess, you know, none of the teachers are having it ever in my school, even though it was a really great school, like, actually, though. So what happens is I'm just like, alright, and what turns out to happen is I am banned from technology for that rest of that school year, which there was still about 2 or 3 months left, maybe a little bit less. And the thing is over to the next school year, still same school, I am banned for the first half of that school year. Like, basically, I had to prove to myself that I was gonna not mess with the technology. So, all the way from the beginning of the school year, which was like the last few days of August, all the way until about maybe beginning of January, mid-January, that's when I, got my membership as being a technology user in school back. So, for the first half of that school year, I wasn't able to use technology, and then that second half, I finally got to, and I was like, oh, thank God, I got to do some things that were pretty damn hard to do without using technology, like research. I mean, of course, people in like the 80s or whatever, they were like, oh yeah, you look in a book, that's how you do research, kids. Nowadays, everything on the internet you can do for research, so that was like the best thing to do ever, But yeah, so luckily, thank God, all that, came apart, and yeah, I really don't know what else to say. That was basically my story on me versus technology in the school, and the stories that happened, which were more or less kind of crappy, like the reason as to why I got my technology privileges revoked. But now I'm done with that school, which is kind of nice, because, relieves me from having to be in that school. Now I have more independence in my new school. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if it's a little bit long. I'm looking at my computer right now, and it's 11 minutes plus. So I hope this video didn't exactly take so much of your time, but I hope you guys liked it. Next video, I don't exactly know what I'll do. I'll probably think about it over the weekend. But yeah, have a nice day, guys. Ciao.